Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the SmackDown report for the 3rd of September 2021. Again, this show is so flat in a lot of ways. Usos and Street Profits segment, opening segment, they didn't get a bunch of time to talk. Fans are into it because the fans have been Pavlovian dogs for longer than we can remember. SmackDown Tag Team Champions Usos come out to the ring. Jimmy wondered why the Street Profits get involved in family business last week. Jay noted their disrespect to the family and the head of the table. Street Profits interrupt with a big reaction. They make fun of the Usos and note as they embarrass them in front of the head of the table. Dawkins wondered if the Usos have permission from Reigns to even be there. They show Reigns watching in the back, and the fans erupt into boos. Championship contenders match. Street Profits defeat SmackDown Tag Team Champions 7:55. This whole contenders concept that AEW introduced is just garbage. Why don't you just call it a number one contenders match? Championship contenders match, blah, blah, blah. Like, it just, hello, stupid. Anyway, Usos and Street Profits have a fine enough match. Weak DQ finish because we don't know how to book actual finishes. Fans boo the finish because they actually have standards. Jimmy has an early advantage. Dawkins hits dropkick and a splash in the corner. Ford follows up with standing dropkick and sends the heel to the floor. Ford goes for crossbody on the apron. Usos catch him, slam Ford into the barricade. Back from the break, Usos are in control. Ford hits an enziguri on Jay. Ford goes to tag. Jimmy knocks Dawkins off the apron. Dawkins and Jay double tag. Dawkins then is in control, but Jay takes away the Usos and climbs the top rope. But Dawkins fight off. Ford then tags, and Dawkins hits the springboard on Jay. Ford then hits frog splash, but Jimmy breaks up the pin. Jimmy then throws Ford into the ring post twice. Referee calls for disqualification. Cole claims the referee lost control of the match. Post-match, the brawl continues. Dawkins and Ford jump the announce table and celebrate after finally clearing things. In the back, Roman Reigns tells Paul Heyman to bring his cousins to him. And Heyman leaves the locker room, runs into Caleb Braxton. Braxton started asking him questions. When his phone starts ringing, ringtones Brock Lesnar's entrance music. Heyman ignores it the first call, but Braxton pointed out his phone ringing again. Heyman answers the phone and promises to deliver a message. Heyman then runs into Big E, who's dressed as janitor. He's holding the Money in the Bank briefcase and laughs at Heyman. This is just stupid. They announced matches for Raw on Monday, including Charlotte Flair defending against Nia Jax and a tag team turmoil match, neither of which anybody cares about. Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair have a segment. Lynch and Belair were decent enough in the segment. Becky Lynch makes her way out to the ring. She recaps Belair winning the four-way eliminator last week to earn the next title shot. Lynch then gets a huge reactions, and fans are chanting for her. She returned last week but didn't get any "You Deserve It" chants. Fans broke into a brief "You Deserve It" chant. Again, Pavlovian dogs. Lynch notes that the entire locker room interrupted her last week, but she didn't get a chance to address Belair. Fans give Belair a mixed reaction, which is weird. You've already turned her just because a bigger star comes back. Fans give her mixed reactions. She claims that Belair doesn't get to complain about Lynch beating her so fast. Fans are in support of this. Belair's music hit, and she makes her way to the ring. She gets a good reaction. Cole points out that Belair hasn't complained about losing the title quickly. Fans break into an EST chant. Belair notes that she thinks about losing the title in 26 seconds. She admits she's embarrassed, and it still hurt Belair not making excuses, and note she wouldn't tear down another person to build herself up. Belair promised to win the title back, and she'll be the greatest. Belair points out Lynch wouldn't give her a rematch, so she went out and earned a title shot. She notes that In fact, Roman Reigns is defending his title tonight, so she challenged Lynch to a match tonight as well. Uh, Fans break into an EST chant. Lynch thought about it for a minute but turned this down. And then Belair challenged. Fans booed Lynch and she walks off. Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode are walking to the ring. Ziggler sees Tony Storm standing by a table, welcomed Storm to SmackDown, and wondered if she's going to watch his match. Storm admits she plans on watching, but she's rooting for Rick Boogs. Rick Boogs with King Nakamura defeats Dolph Ziggler in 1:30. Why have guys even get dressed for a match this short? They didn't get time to build anything, and they do some spots, but who really cares? Ziggler tries to take Boogs to the ground, but he fights back. Boogs takes over, giving Ziggler an impressive press slam, and then goes for the pump handle slam. Ziggler slips out, hits DDT. Ziggler goes to super kick. Boogs comes back, hits a pump handle slam for the win. Poor Dolph Ziggler in so many ways. Anyway, in the back, Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce approach Becky Lynch. Deville announced that Lynch defends against Belair at Extreme Rules. Pearce then informed Lynch that there was a contract signing next week at Madison Square Garden, of course, because we need the 887,232nd contract signing in WWE history. Cesaro defeats Seth Rollins 9:35 by DQ. They sure do like DQs tonight. They have a good enough match until another week finish because we don't know how to book finishes. Fans hate the finish and they boo. Edge makes the save. Before the match, Caleb Braxton interviews Seth Rollins backstage. Rollins claims tonight is a new beginning. He's moving on from Edge. He watched the SummerSlam match several times and learned from Edge. He's going to use everything he learned and promises to beat his old nemesis, Cesaro. Cesaro catches Rollins and hits tilt-a-whirl backbreaker during the early part of the match. Follows up with uppercuts at ringside. Rollins recovers, catches Cesaro with a dropkick. Cesaro fights back, hits a dropkick as well. So basically 50-50 booking. Cesaro goes for the giant swing, but Rollins grabs the ropes. Rollins hits Edge's Impaler DDT for near fall. Back from the break, Rollins rocks or gets rocked with several punches and other strikes. Rollins drops in on the middle turnbuckle. Rollins climbs to the top, but Cesaro cuts him off and goes for a superplex. Rollins slips out and hits a buckle bomb for a near fall. Cesaro rocks Rollins with an uppercut, and then Rollins fires back, hits Edge-O-Matic for a near fall. Cesaro recovers and rocks Rollins with another uppercut in the corner, and Cesaro goes for a giant swing. Rollins rolls him up for the near fall. Rollins then goes for the sling blade. Cesaro catches Rollins' giant swing, and Cesaro transitions into a sharpshooter. Rollins makes the save at the ropes. Rollins then comes to the floor. Cesaro goes for an uppercut on the floor, but Rollins blocks with a chair and a disqualification. Post-match, Rollins then attacks Cesaro with a chair and breaks a piece of it. Rollins locks Cesaro in the crossface with chair leg, releases the hold. Rollins then grabs another chair, sets up for the concerto. Edge's music hits. Edge chant comes in, and Rollins escapes through the crowd. Reigns and the Usos go over the game plan. Heyman approaches and kind of talks this through, informs Reigns they have a problem. Reigns isn't worried about Finn Balor. Heyman said that they have a Brock Lesnar problem. He tells Reigns that Lesnar called him and is going to be in New York next week. Heyman mentioned that Lesnar watches Fox in Canada. Reigns wondered how Heyman would know Lesnar's in Canada, and Heyman said he doesn't and he could be in Minnesota. Reigns wondered if Lesnar is here at the arena tonight. Happy Corbin arrives at the arena and mistakes Mackenzie Mitchell for a valet. Absolutely no one cares about this. Back from the break, Caleb Braxton approaches Edge, and Edge knows the game that Seth Rollins is playing, but he's going to step up. Edge challenges Rollins to a match next week in Madison Square Garden. At least something good will happen at the Garden show. Anyway, then we see a Kevin Owens KO show. Logan Paul makes a surprise appearance. He's a heel and no one cares. YouTube stars don't really translate to wrestling fans all that well. Kevin Owens wastes no time and introduces guest Corbin. Corbin thanks Owens for his recent string of good luck. Corbin announced that he's special guest and introduces Logan Paul to Booze. Paul thanks Owens having him as a guest. Corbin claims that they have a lot in common. Paul agreed and notes that they hung out after his brother Jake Paul beat Tyrone Woodley, and the fans erupt into boos once again. Owens then makes fun of Paul and Corbin. Paul then offers Owens money and makes fun of his appearance. Owens didn't want the money and tells Paul to leave and never come back. Paul gets in Owens' face and shoved him. Owens pushed back and then they squared off. Owens charges Paul, but Corbin hits him with a microphone. Paul laughs and Corbin gives Owens a chokeslam. They show Carmella backstage and introduce her as the most beautiful woman in WWE. And Liv Morgan is watching this from the background. Then we see Sami Zayn defeat Dominic Mysterio in 2 minutes. Why even have them get dressed for a match that short? Anyway, Zayn is firmly in control. Mysterio makes a brief comeback, if you can even call it that, in a match that short. Zayn then takes the match back over. Dominic catches him with a boot to the face. Zayn rolls out of the ring and walks to the back. Rey Mysterio comes out and chases Zayn to ringside. Referee leans between the ropes and tries to get Zayn back in the ring. Dominic throws Zayn back in, but Zayn hits the Hoover kick for the win. Naomi approaches Sonya Deville backstage. Naomi wants a match. Deville tells her to ask next week. The continues put off. In the back, Finn Balor discusses being first ever Universal Champion and promises to win the title back tonight. Universal Champion Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman defeats Finn Balor in 11:40 to win the title. At least they know how to have one good match on the show. Reigns and Balor do work hard and have a decent match. Balor makes his entrance. Michael Cole wondered if Lesnar's in the arena tonight. And the Usos jump Balor from behind. Street Profits run out to break that up. Street Profits chase the Usos back from the break. Reigns poses in the ring. Referee checks on Balor's ability to continue. Balor does say he's good to compete, and then Reigns backs Balor into the corner, throws him across the ring, nails Balor with a series of clotheslines in the corner, but Balor fights back, hits a sling blade, but Reigns quickly recovers. Back from the break, Balor avoids the Superman punch, but Reigns is in control. Reigns then rocks Balor with a right hand, but Balor responds with a kick to the head. Balor then goes wild on Reigns, hits a double foot stomp. Balor then trips Reigns in the apron skirt and stomps him, follows up with a dive. Reigns then avoids the coup de grace and hits Superman punch for a close near fall. Reigns then goes to the spear. Balor counters into a small package, another close near fall. It's a shotgun dropkick and a coup de grace for another close near fall. Balor gets low blowed and kicks out. He attacks Reigns, then locks on the guillotine for the win. Reigns walks out, the lights turn red, and the heartbeat played, which might be a tease for the Demon showing up, or it could be a tease for Brock Lesnar showing up somewhere down the road. Next week, SmackDown's from Madison Square Garden and features Brock Lesnar's return. Edge goes one-on-one with Rollins. Also, Women's Champ Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair contract signing for Extreme Rules. Overall, couple of good segments, but my gosh, can't believe this passes for network television. We'll be back with more right after this.